The meeting will come to order. Today is December 7th, and this is a meeting of the Lakeville.
8th.
The 8th. You're right. I wrote this yesterday. So December 8th, 2020, and this is a meeting of the Lakeville Country. You set me off on the wrong track. Lakeville Conservation Commission. Good evening, everyone. I was just trying to cheer you all up. My name is Bob Bouchard. I'm chairman of the Lakeville Conservation Commission. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. So members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Joseph.
Present.
Nancy.
Present.
Mark. Mark.
He's there.
He's there.
Mark looks frozen.
Okay. Well, I see him. That counts. John.
Yep.
And Josh. Absent. Okay. Also, any speakers that are on the agenda that wish to be heard, please identify yourselves.
Mr. Chairman, for the record, Niles Zenith Consulting Engineers.
Thank you, Niles. Chris Chapin.
Yes, with Niles for 15 South Ave in Lakeville.
Okay. And Scott Borden. He's with you, right, Chris? Scott?
That's correct.
All right. I don't see him yet, but that's okay. All right, let's get started. This open meeting of the Lakeville Conservation Commission is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in publicly accessible physical locations. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and that some attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you, and take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. We are now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For your response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in discussion, with other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself. After members have spoken, the chair will afford public comment as follows. Chair will first ask members of the public who wish to speak to identify their names and addresses only. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. And I think that's it for the legal stuff. So let's get started. First,
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Just for the record, if you want to state, Josh has joined us.
Oh, okay. That's
It is, Josh.
don't see him yet.
All right,
But,
that's a little late.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Welcome, Josh.
Thanks.
All right. Do we need me to repeat all that for you?
No, I got it.
He was here for it.
All right.
I've heard it a few times now.
Yeah, you've convinced me. All right. So first on the agenda, I believe is actually I don't have my agenda with me.
5 Harding.
Is 5 Harding? Yes. Okay. So is there someone here to speak for that?
Yes, Chairman Niles Zager, Finance Consulting Engineer.
Okay, Niles, thank you. Go ahead.
So we're before you with a requisition for Harding Street, Old Lakeville Nursery. Basically, old represent. I'm actually here for Jamie Bissell's office. I'm being told that they've basically been contacted by Natural Heritage and DC Islands Trust regarding the removal of some old. There is a site plan provided that gives the within. I don't know if we can that plan. Share this plan or
Mr. Chairman, Joseph here.
Joseph, go ahead.
He's coming in so broken up, I could hardly understand what he's saying.
Yeah, I
Mr.
was hoping to
Chairman,
clear up.
Mr. Chairman, if Niles doesn't mind, I can do this because I have been the one to be in contact with Wildlands Trust.
Is that all right with you, Niles?
that'd be great.
He said yes.
I think that was a yes. Wildlands Trust is accepting the conservation restriction with caveat that he has to remove the mink cages, and it wasn't included in the original order of conditions. So I had spoken to Bob Palucci and to Jamie, and it was on my recommendation. I also talked to you, Mr. Chairman, on my recommendation that he file an RDA, just so he has some paperwork when he goes in there with machinery to take those cages out. But his conservation restriction being accepted by the Wildlands Trust is contingent on him getting those mink cages out of there. I would also kind of recommend, I also said that I've been pushing Wildlands Trust for almost over a year and had said that I would be willing to, from the Conservation Commission, keep an eye on the project. So I would say if we give him a negative determination, we should give it with a condition that we know the date he's going to do it. That's would be my take on it.
Okay. Mark?
Yeah, the only thing that I would like to add to that, just to make sure that procedurally that's right, is because Wildlands wanted it to be a condition of the order of conditions. Should we do an amended order of conditions rather than RDA? And it's just a question. I'm not.
Well, if I may, Mr. Chairman, they just want the mink cages out. I don't think they said it had to be on the order of conditions. They just want the mink cages out. I thought the RDA would be a quick way without having to go back through DEP for us to just approve him that it will not do damage to the wetlands getting those
Well,
mink cages out.
Just to go back a little bit, when we reviewed the property with the project under the NOI, we did discuss the removal of the cages and cleanup, etc., but we did not specify it in the order of conditions. So this is really just a way of
We were closing a loop, so to speak.
closing it exactly.
Yes.
And there's
And that's
nothing
fine.
in the
Again-
regulations that prohibits it from being done after the fact. So
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
I'm not questioning.
No, I understand
much
why
as
you
I
said
just want to make sure that we don't have to have the applicant go back because we gave the wrong information. But if you guys are confident that RDA is fine, I support it.
yeah.
And it's less of a procedurally it's less hassle. I have to say that this project has been through enough already.
Yep, I
It's
agree.
been over a year, and I'm personally happy to see it finally get going. It doesn't give Natural Heritage a very good name that it's taken a year for all of this to happen. And I guess the pandemic can be an excuse, so maybe, but it really shouldn't have taken this long.
Nancy, did you
Mr. Chairman?
say that the work would be conducted using machinery?
I think they have to.
Yeah. Well, I just want to clarify that as well, because that did come up in the NOI. I think we asked the question, and that was the,
Maybe that could be another condition. The smaller the machine, the better.
I can shed a little light on that. It's going to
Okay.
be a small rubber track mini excavator.
all right.
Mr. Chairman, a question for Nancy. Seems to me, I have the memory of when we couple of 3 years ago, we talked about getting the mink cages out of there. The decision was leave them there because it would cause less disruption of the wetland to dig them out. They were slowly disappearing through rust and decomposition anyway. So now the Wildlands Trust wants them out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, the powers that be, Natural Heritage powers higher than us, I think, seem to think otherwise. They
Okay.
want them out of there. So,
Yeah, wetland is-
John, can you just say that again? A small rubber track, what?
Mini excavator.
Okay. Okay.
All right, good. So anyone else have any questions or comments? We're all good with this? All right, then do I hear a motion?
I will make a motion that we issue a -3 determination with 2 conditions. One, that the cages are removed with a small rubber track mini excavator, and that we get a call on what the date is that they're going to do it. I don't think it's going to probably take any more than a day.
All right.
I second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. I will go through the list and please vote yay or nay. So Joseph,
Yay.
Nancy,
Yay.
John,
Yay.
Mark,
Yay.
Josh,
Yay.
myself, yay. So the motion passes. So Niles, are you still with us?
Hear me better now?
No, not really.
I'm gonna try calling in.
Oh, okay. Did you hear what we just voted on, though? Guess maybe not. Let's just give him a minute or two to call in. No luck yet? If I'm not mistaken, Niles is here also for the next hearing for 15 South.
Yep.
All right, so
Yep.
we'll have to give him the benefit of a little more time. Nancy, can you call me in the office tomorrow morning?
Sure.
I have just a few questions for you.
Okay.
You don't need a lawyer.
Okay, that's good.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
would you entertain a brief discussion while we wait for Niles to return about something I noticed in the minutes that we're going to approve tonight?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, wait a minute. I think we got him coming back in.
Or
Got you,
not.
Niles?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Sound good.
Okay. I'm on my cell phone. I apologize to this guy.
No, that's all right. My question before was, did you hear the vote that we took in the discussion beforehand?
I believe that you guys, I didn't hear the discussion, but I believe you guys gave a negative determination.
Yep.
Yes.
With 2 conditions.
What were they, Nancy?
That you use a small rubber track mini excavator and call the office with the date of work in case somebody wants to come down and check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the majority of the work is going to be done. I'm sorry I couldn't discuss, but
the majority of the work's going to be done by hand if possible, and then whatever can't be done by hand is going to be done with the mini with the mini rubber track backhoe. I'm sorry, excavator.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So were there any other, we voted, any other questions or concerns, Niles, or?
Nope, I'm good. Thank you.
Welcome. And are you here also for the next one for 15 South?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's move on then. Chris, are you here with us?
Yes, I am.
Would you like to make a presentation?
I believe Niles will be representing.
Niles is going to do it. Okay.
Are you ready for me, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay. So this is a new filing. I believe that this came in front of you. I don't know if it was at the last meeting or it was one of your.
Don't tell me.
Cell phone dropped.
Don't you love modern technology?
So, in this,
Do I get a replay?
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead. Scott,
wanted to bring
Chris is
up
here.
when I was reviewing the minutes that we're going to approve or make changes to tonight, that we had 26 Mill Street in those minutes, and it was recommended that we put them on a future agenda, or put that site on a future agenda because there was some digging, I think, and backfilling in the wetlands. And I just was wondering if we had any updates on that, or if we ever.
I will update you on our next meeting. I've basically handled it without requiring a hearing, but they're going to do some cleanup, and I'll explain the
Okay, that's fine.
rationale at our next meeting. Joe was out there and he saw the condition that it was in, and so did I. But they're working with Outback to come up with a. I'm sorry, Joe?
Prime Engineering is taking care of it.
Prime or Outback?
It was Prime.
Yeah, it's Prime, right. Okay.
Do we have Niles back?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'm back.
Okay.
I'm having a bad night. I apologize.
No, not at all.
Did I miss anything?
No, nothing of significance.
Okay. All right, I'll try. I don't know why my phone dropped it, but it did. I'm hoping that doesn't happen again. So I believe that this was in front of you at the last meeting for an RDA, and it was determined that a positive determination was made, and then a Y needed to be filed. So Mr. Chapin reached out to us, and we have actually done some work in the area. We've done work on both sides of the property, both at 13 South Ave as well as number 17 South Ave within the previous year for some tight tank designs. So we're very familiar with the area. Basically what we're looking to do here is he is looking to, and I believe he's already gotten a special permit issued by the Zoning Board of Appeals at their last meeting to reconstruct the existing 2-bedroom dwelling. To basically, what he's going to do is he's actually rehabbing it and going up to a second story, as well as constructing a 23 by 30 garage, as shown on the plan. Basically, what we're doing is we're within, obviously, completely within 100 feet of Long Pond buffer zone, as well as we're within the flood zone. So we're that's why we're here before you.
Oh, no.
Mr. Chair, when Niles comes back, might we suggest that he log back in through his computer as well as the cell phone and mute his computer so we don't lose him totally?
While we wait, Chris,
Yes.
just for clarification, the garage, is that a slab or on grade or?
What that's Niles has to speak to that. That's why.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I don't want to say the wrong thing and
gotcha.
misrepresent in some way.
Chris, do you have plans for it?
I don't. That's not something I'm looking to construct straight away. But
I didn't know if maybe your contractor could answer that.
he doesn't have
Mr.
plans for it now.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask a question?
Nancy, go ahead.
In the project description, it says nothing about the house.
You're
We're not
right.
doing anything with the foundation either.
It just says about the construction of the garage, not all about, I thought our original questions in the beginning from the RDA were about what they were doing to the house.
I think we have to wait for Niles on that to speak directly to that. I had him handle submittals, etc.
And Nancy, do you have the filing in front of you?
Yep,
Look on page 7 of 9, halfway down, number 7. Is this project subject to provisions of the Mass DEP stormwater management standards?
yep.
And neither yes nor no is checked, but single family house is checked under B. But it's not, they're not really building a single family house. They're adding on to it, plus building a separate freestanding garage. So
But it's not exempt. It's not
that?
exempt.
Pardon?
It's not exempt. I'll wait and see what
Okay.
Niles has
That
to
was my
say, but
question. That was
it
my
doesn't
question.
make it exempt. You're right, they didn't check yes or no.
Right.
I'm texting him to log into on his computer as well.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna try this one more time, guys. I don't know what's going on.
Niles, could you log in on your computer at the same time and just mute the sound, so in case we lose you on the cell, we still have you in the picture?
I will try.
Hey.
Wow.
Here he is.
I'm gonna try this again, guys.
Is there a parakeet in the room with you?
On a submarine.
Yeah, I think it's aliens.
Now we have an echo. No, I'm echoing too.
Sorry to interrupt. Niles, could you turn off the volume on your computer so it's not coming out of your computer? That might have fixed it.
Is that better?
Oh, we see you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yep.
I do.
Okay. Well, Let's try this one more time so everybody can hear me.
All right. Well, while we're,
All right.
go ahead.
No. I apologize, guys.
Not your fault. It's okay.
So I don't know how much of that last presentation that you heard, but basically, we're before you with a new notice of intent. I believe that an RDA was filed and a positive determination was made for the work on the property. Basically what we're proposing to do, and I believe that Mr. Chapin has already gone in front of the ZBA and gotten a special permit for all the work that's shown on this plan, including the going up to a second story on the existing dwelling, the existing two-bedroom dwelling, as well as constructing the 23-foot by 30-foot garage as shown. Basically what we're looking to do is construct these things and within 100 feet of Long Pond, as well as within flood zone of Long Pond, which is approximately elevation 57. We are proposing obviously some filling within that flood zone. So we've actually compensated by taking away some grading in the side of the building, the proposed building, to compensate for that area. We are also proposing silt sock along pretty much the whole south side, east side along Long Pond, as well as the north side of the property, to encompass any work that would be going on to any abutting properties and or within Long Pond. We are under the 25% impervious coverage that is required by zoning. I believe we are at 20, or I'm looking for it right now. We are at 20.6, I believe, percent. So we still have about almost a little over 4% impervious area allowed on the site. And that's really about it. It's all an existing landscaped area. And so there's really no vegetation that's being taken down. It's all been cleared, previously disturbed landscaped area. So as far as natural heritage goes, this is an exempt act with natural heritage within a landscaped area. So that's really about it. There's an existing tight tank on the property currently that we're showing on the plan. That's kind of what's dictating that between that and the setbacks of the zoning requirements. That's kind of what's dictating our setbacks for the garage. So besides that, I'd be happy to answer any questions that the commission has, and hopefully I don't lose you guys.
Yeah, I had a couple questions before we open it up. The garage, is that on a slab?
No, it's actually going to be on a foundation. Reason being is to allow for compensatory storage for flood storage. There's going to be flood vents in that garage in order to allow the flood. Because if we fill that up, then we don't have enough area on the site to be able to compensate for that, to fill that up. So if we do a foundation, then we have that volume, and where we provide the flood vents to meet building code, then we can meet that standard.
Okay, thank you. So who wants to go first? Who's got questions? Mark?
So when we lost you at one point there, Niles, Nancy had brought up, and I just wanted to talk briefly about, you have some zoning board of appeals approval on the house, but it's, other than the location, it's really not included in this filing. Are there any changes to the footprint of the house or the foundation at all?
No, there is not. Everything's going up. So there's no excavation being done. It's staying exactly as is.
And I noticed that it did have the silt fence going all the way around that. I mean, is it basically put a second floor, everything is construction related, no shovel hits the dirt over there?
That as far as that house goes, that's correct. It's more just as you know, to debris and what have you. We want to make sure we try to protect as much as possible. So we're just encompassing it to try to do the best we can to protect it, because obviously it is a smaller site, just like every site in that area.
Yeah.
So I think it's good engineering practice and just good practice overall to try to give as much protection as we can. not only to Long Pond, but to the abutting properties.
Yeah, and to what you just said, it is a small site and you're making a lot of changes to it. Are any changes being made to the septic system? It looks like it's existing.
Nope, that's correct. It's staying exactly as is. It's an existing tight tank that's staying as is.
And how about, I mean, I only see in my information from the town, the proposed existing driveway, not a proposed driveway, and you're doing a garage. So I imagine that that's going to change a little bit. Because right now the existing driveway goes through the garage.
That's correct. It's just he's just gonna drive right into that garage as is. There's really not gonna be much change. It's all kind of a gravel area right now anyway. So I can look at that gravel area if you like and make that a little bit more definitive. You know, as far as the condition of the approval, if the commission goes that way.
Is it going to stay gravel or will it become paved?
Yeah, definitely going to stay gravel. We plan on keeping it gravel.
Okay, and usually you guys I don't see something, but when you do the excavation for the foundation, do you have an area to kind of stockpile what you remove, or will it all be trucked off the site? You're going to need something for backfill.
Yeah, there's really no place to really backfill. They're going to have to truck it off site because there's no place to put it, really. You'd either put it on top of the septic system, which we don't want to do, or you'd be blocking access into the site. So they're going to have to move it off site.
Okay.
But again, there's not that much material that needs to be taken out. I mean, there's very little.
Yeah. I have no further questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Someone else? Nancy?
All right, I don't want to dwell on it, but it seems to me that when they came for the RDA, they were talking about doing a foundation under the existing house. Did they change their mind?
Yes.
Okay, you changed your mind.
Correct.
Okay, all right. So we've had other filings on South Avenue. I thought maybe I was mixing it up with something else. You have detail. Oops, talking too close. For a dewatering basin, but I don't see a place for it on the plan. Am I missing it? Do we lose Niles again?
You might be able to type in the message book. Or blinking system, perhaps.
Who knows Morse code?
Sign language, perhaps?
I know what signs Niles is likely to give pretty soon.
Do you have more questions, Nancy?
I said, I'd like to know where. There's nothing on that plan for where the dewatering basin's gonna go, and that's probably pretty high groundwater right there. So who knows what they're gonna hit? I mean, we might want to put, like we did last time, if the dewatering basins doesn't contain it, they might have to have a truck.
Are they going to need a dewatering basin? Is that just for the excavation of the garage in case they hit groundwater, Nancy?
Yeah, that's what the details on here, so.
Just like we did for Shore Ave, we can put that as a requirement to have it on standby.
Right. I was trying to wonder what the exact wording was.
Oh, yeah. I'll just copy it from what we did on Shore.
Meeting is being.
Can you hear me now?
On the moon now.
All right. You back, Niles?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think you just got to mute your computer audio again.
It is.
Okay.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
Okay, now we got you.
Nancy was just asking about a dewatering basin.
Yeah, I've got a detail for it, but I agree, there's no location shown. I would show, if you see where the label is, right in front of the garage, kind of to the, if you were to pull into the driveway on the right side between that and the shed, that would probably be the best area for it. It's the highest point on the site, within reason, and it would be the best area for it.
Okay.
It'd be furthest away from Long Pond in any resource area.
So
If that makes sense.
when we approve your petition, we can just make that a condition that it be on standby.
Yeah,
Actually,
absolutely.
I think it said something like if the dewatering basin is not adequate, the project will stop and a dewatering truck will be called in. I'm pretty sure that's what the last one said. It'd be nice to be consistent.
I can speak on we just permitted number 17 South Ave, the tight tank.
Right.
They dug down about 11 feet. They just installed this past week, and they didn't have to use a dewatering basin at all.
Good.
And water is still fairly low. And the peak that's there is kind of holding everything back, so it does act as a good barrier. So, not that saying that that's going to be the exact case here, but just to give the commission a little bit of a comfort, that's what we literally just dealt with last week.
Right. But is there an anticipated start date for this project? Because if it doesn't happen till the spring, that might all change.
Oh no, I'm not saying that we shouldn't. I'm not saying that we shouldn't condition it. It was more just if it does happen sooner than later, then I wanted to just make the commission feel more comfortable on that end.
Okay.
But I agree with the condition. I agree with the condition of the, that should absolutely be a condition of the approval if the commission goes that way.
I do have one thing to add in, because my contractor also is having technology issues. He sent me a text just now. The corner of the house, we are actually putting in 2 piers where there's an existing porch that is indent into the front corner of the home. So that would be the only intrusion into the ground, if you will.
And if I could, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
when you say piers, Chris, you talking like sonotubes,
Correct.
hand excavation?
Correct.
Okay, anyone else?
Nope.
No? Good. Niles?
Well, sorry, not quite. But if they are should that be included in the work? If they are gonna do that, how far away from the pond are they doing the excavation for the sonotubes?
Very close.
I know.
Niles, if you wouldn't mind, could you make a small addendum to the NOI that says you're going to do that, you're going to put those piers in, and that in the description, the work description, it includes the house, because in the latest one, it's excluded. There's no reference to raising the house to a second floor.
Well, that doesn't necessarily need to be included because it's not an earth disturbing activity, but the fact that there is going to be sonotubes installed, then yes, there will be.
So is that a yes, you will do the amendment? Lose them again?
I think so.
He's counting to 10.
He's dialing in again.
I'll work with them to revise the work description. For the other
Mr.
condition.
Chair, I just think it would be wise if they could include something to reference any part of the housework, just for the applicant's own peace of mind to know that nobody can come and stop them because it wasn't included.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, now's the time they're here, just to get some wording in there. That would be my recommendation, is to include any reference to the house in the NOI.
Yeah. I don't know if Niles is hearing this.
He's dialing in.
everyone hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Do you want me to repeat that, Mr.
I-
Chair?
Could you, please?
Yeah, so Niles, we still got you?
Yes, I hope so.
So I would just recommend it, because you're doing the sonotube work and it is an extensive construction project that's really not necessary for the filing, but I'm recommending that you try and include it in the wording of the NOI, that you're doing some work to the house so that it's acknowledged in the NOI, so that for no reason could he be stopped once he gets started, even if it's just for the sonotubes and any other reference of construction, even though it doesn't require earthen disturbance.
So how do you want to go forward with that? Would you want to continue, or can I just amend what I've given the commission and give it to you as part of the record?
I would defer to the chair, but I would say I'm satisfied with an amendment to what you have to reference the sonotubes and just some construction work on the house.
Yeah, same here. An amendment is fine.
And we can make our motion subject to the amendment.
Subject, right.
I'm absolutely fine with that, as long as the commission's comfortable with that. I can absolutely make that happen.
I think it would be best for the applicant to protect him. And I think it's best for the board as well, just to acknowledge that we know the work's going on and have it included in the filing. We're not looking to stop him. We just want all the I's dotted and the T's crossed.
I completely agree.
Good. All right, then. I know I said this before, but anyone else have any questions or concerns?
Nancy, what I previously noted on the WPA Form 3 Notice of Intent, page 7, the stormwater
Yes.
question, that neither yes nor no was checked, but under no section, there's an X for a single family house. Now, I guess that's checked because there's no thing for a garage or a freestanding structure, but I'm wondering why the no wasn't checked.
Yeah, it should have been checked, Niles, right? The no?
That's correct. It doesn't need to meet stormwater management.
Right. Because it's a single family house.
That's correct.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. No other questions?
Okay. Do we have a motion then?
I make a motion that we close the hearing and issue an order of conditions with all of our general conditions for construction and 3 additional. Number 1, inclusion of the work on the house. 2, there will be no stockpiling of material on site. And 3, if the dewatering basin is not adequate, the project will stop and a dewatering truck will be called in.
Second.
John seconded.
And subject to submittal of the revised work scope.
That's what I said, inclusion of the work on the house. That was my first condition.
All right, I misunderstood what you were saying. All right, that's good. So do we have a motion? Do we have a second?
Yep.
John seconded.
Any more discussion? All those in favor, do a roll call. Joseph? Roll call.
No.
Are you there?
Joe, are you in favor?
I am in favor, yes. I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry about that. Nancy?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Josh? And I say aye. Okay, motion carries. Niles, you're finally off the hook.
Josh, you were muted.
Thank
Good luck with your.
you, goodness.
Good luck, Chris.
Good luck to you.
Have a great night, guys.
You too.
Okay, so long.
I voted aye. I just chose something
We
else.
got you.
We saw your mouth move.
Yeah, I read your lips.
What?
Joe,
Yes.
before you disappear, I asked Nancy to call me tomorrow morning. If you're available, can you call me as well?
What time in the morning?
Anytime between 9 and 12, I should be in the office.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Thank you, everyone else.
Wait,
You want to
No,
vote?
wait.
on the minutes?
Minutes?
you still had an old business. Do you need to do a 43D update, Mr. Chair?
There's nothing really new. Can you think of anything we should discuss?
Just wanted to, I guess we'll just reaffirm that we need to meet next Thursday. Not this coming, not the 10th, the 17th.
17th, yeah.
Conservation needs to be present just to approve the wetland line. And you should get that information on the 10th. They've promised for the revised plans to show that other vernal pool and brush pond to be delineated.
And just so I'm clear and I give everybody the right information, when are we actually going to have our discussion amongst ourselves?
About stormwater management and erosion control and
Well, yeah, the project as a whole.
let me just see if I can find the schedule. I might have left it at my office. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna
That's all right.
surf a little bit here on my screen.
Can I ask a question while he's looking?
Sure.
Did we get anything in writing from the peer reviewer on the wetlands?
I haven't.
All right, because we're gonna need something like that before we can vote on it, right?
Well, that's kind of what's behind my question. There's a lot of back and forth going on, and I just don't want to be left out of the loop if there is something that we need to discuss. I want to be able to present it to the commission. So I guess
Well,
we'll just have to wait.
Wouldn't the peer reviewer be at our meeting to tell us? Yes, it was our,
I would assume so.
He's been at every meeting so far that we've
Okay.
done. Well, he was at the last meeting. His name is Scott Turner.
right?
He will be present at next week's meeting on the
The
17th.
17th, on the
Yep.
17th?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
Thursday though, so it's not a normal Concom.
Are they gonna
Right.
send out an invitation?
Yeah, you should all get invitations from Lori as that gets closer. Yep. I'm just trying to go through all these documents that I've saved and.
Well, I think my question's answered, so if you don't.
Well, I just want to find the date of the actual hearing for us and I'll let you
Okay.
know. But I think I saved that. Schedule, but I can't find it. Yeah, I think I left it at my office.
All right, that's
What I'll do is when I find it, I'll try to scan it and email it back to the board so you have it, but I'm gonna say it's either in January or early February would be the Concom hearing. Where us at the planning board will just be able to sit back and let you guys do all the work.
there you go.
Would that be like January 21st? Does that sound like the,
Well, there is one in January, but I don't.
it's
don't-
January 20, I wrote down all the dates. It's January 7th, January 21st, and February 4th and February 18th.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm sorry, I left that schedule at my office. I don't have it with me, but I believe Nancy's accurate with those dates, but I just don't know exactly what disciplines we'll be discussing at each of them and which one's really the Concom one. So I'll find out, I'll let you know, and we should
Okay.
get all that information on Thursday from the applicant should be providing all that other wetland information. And I'll make sure that Michelle, the permits coordinator, sends Concom and Lori all that information from the peer reviewer.
Okay, thank you.
Good enough. All right, we have minutes on the agenda. So
I had
Nancy?
something on the minutes.
go ahead.
Edgewater Drive, can we put the number on there? I remember the neighbors weren't too happy, and if that should come back around again, the minutes didn't reflect the number. Was it
We're
7?
talking about 2 Edgewater?
Oh, 2 Edgewater, yes. Is that it? It just said Edgewater. It didn't have the correct address.
All right.
So other than that, were you good with the minutes, Nancy?
Yep,
I make a motion to approve the minutes for the Conservation Commission on October 13th, 2020 meeting with the change to add the number 2 to the Edgewater Drive section of the meeting.
Okay, so motion and a second. I'll
Second.
second it.
oh,
All in favor? Aye.
aye.
Is that a question?
Aye.
Let's see. I think we covered everything.
That's the end of the agenda, Mr. Chair.
All right, then, a motion to adjourn.
Adjourn.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Go.
Have a nice holiday, everybody.
Oh, that's right. We won't see each other. I'm assuming we're not going to have another meeting later this month. So I haven't,
The
you
17th.
don't want to have one in
We're
any
gonna-
case.